worst protests in years have rocked Senegal this month following the detention of the country's most popular opposition leader. Thousands protested the arrest of opposition leader Ousmane Sonko, who was detained on a rape charge. The violence has left at least 5 dead in a country seen as one of the most stable in West Africa. Sonko is popular with young people and came third in the 2019 presidential election. He's a critic of President Macky Sall and was a frontrunner to replace him in the 2024 polls. But last month, a beauty salon employee accused him of raping her. His supporters took to the streets to defy his arrest. A judge ordered his provisional release on Tuesday, but the 46-year-old was nonetheless charged with rape. He says the accusation is a political smear campaign.
The revolution has already started. Nothing and no one can stop it. No internal or external power can stop it anymore. The people have taken the responsibility and have understood what is at stake. Let's lead this revolution to its end, that is to say, at the latest 2024.
For his supporters, the rape accusation fits a perceived pattern of the prosecutions against government opponents.
It is all those citizens who thirst for democracy, the rule of law and freedom. It is all these citizens who see this insolence of power, these people who get rich in 2, 3, 10 years. That is what these people are rising up against.
Experts say that Sonko's arrest and the subsequent unrest reflect a deep-seated malaise in the country. Many accuse Macky Sall of cracking down on democratic freedoms. 4 cataclysmic explosions destroyed a military camp and surrounding residential area in Equatorial Guinea last Sunday, killing more than 100 people and injuring hundreds more. The explosions in the country's economic hub Bata flattened a military camp, home to special forces, gendarmes and their families, as well as nearby residential areas. President Teodoro Obiang Nguema claimed the blasts were set off by a local farmer who burnt crop fields near stores of military ammunition. He blamed military officials for the incident.
It was really negligent, malicious even, on the part of those who know the effects of dynamite, which is normally stored far away from the population in other places, including underground.
Authorities say 105 people were killed and 615 people injured. But Human Rights Watch claimed far more lives were lost than the official death toll, based on the number of bodies pulled from the rubble. They asked aid groups to help the population directly because of what they call high levels of government corruption. Spain, Israel and France are among the countries who have sent help. But Human Rights Watch said unverified accounts alleged that the fire was started by soldiers ordered to burn brush and that it then spread to the armory, or that it was started during training on the use of explosives gone awry. Equatorial Guinea is one of the continent's most insular nations, and Obiang Nguema has ruled the oil-rich country with an iron fist for 42 years. Sudan began inoculating frontline healthcare workers against COVID-19 after receiving its first batch of vaccines.
It is an excellent job to start with us as nurses or as workers in the medical field, because we're the most vulnerable to this disease, and this is excellent.
The country is the first in the Middle East and North Africa to receive vaccines through COVAX, the UN-led initiative that provides jabs to poor countries, according to children's agency UNICEF. The country's health minister said frontline medics and the elderly are a priority. The coronavirus has so far infected more than 28,500 people in Sudan and killed almost 2,000. Likewise, Uganda rolled out its vaccination programme, also starting with healthcare workers. Health Minister Dr. Jane Ruth Aceng was the first person in the country to receive the AstraZeneca jab. On a small island in the middle of Lake Nakue in southeast Benin, a massive artwork of two interlaced hands takes shape. French land artist Sepi is spray painting his latest creation on a playground. The work is part of his Beyond Walls project, designed to be a symbol of kindness and goodwill between people. To South Africa now, where a sneaker craze is sweeping the nation. Here, sneakers aren't just sneakers. They're a marker of personality and social status, with young people hunting out the rarest models.
It's almost like an investment to say you're helping yourself so that you can live with these people, so that you can become a part of this thing, and then hopefully you don't struggle. Almost like fake it till you make it type thing.
Collecting and trading shoes has become a hobby in Africa's most industrialised nation, with aficionados known as sneakerheads. And there's money to be made. South African brand Batu sells its low-end sneakers for around $84, but in June 2019, a limited range of just 80 pairs sold for over $25,000 a pair. The shoes are often an expression of geographic roots in a country with 12 official languages and dozens of ethnicities. The athletic footwear craze is linked to African-American hip-hop culture, which infuses South Africa's rich musical heritage and its fashion.
In Somalia's capital, Mogadishu, 19-year-old Asha Muhammad had to find a way to support her two children when she divorced her husband a year ago. So she turned her passion for video game racing into a job. She became a taxi driver.
When I was little, I was passionate about cars. I wanted to become a pilot one day. I didn't think of becoming a taxi driver in the beginning. But when the taxi company Rikab was started last year, I decided to join them, especially because there weren't any women drivers at the time. I saw an opportunity.
Women face an uphill battle for equal rights in conservative Somalia. The most recent data, in 2012, showed the country among the 4 lowest on a United Nations Gender Equality Index. Divorce is frowned upon. Married at 16, Asha already took a courageous step in leaving her husband. Driving a taxi breaks another stereotype in a male-dominated sector. But her employer, the Rikab Taxi Company, was willing to break the mold when it launched last year.
The number of women taxi drivers was very low because of safety concerns. But since we launched the company, we are recruiting more women.
Somalia has been plunged in chaos for 30 years. The fall of Siad Barre's military regime in 1991 saw clan wars and the rise of radical Islamist group Al-Shabaab. Taxi driving is a risky job. Attackers regularly set off car bombs at intersections and security checkpoints. 2,000 Rikab taxis ply Mogadishu's streets. 3 drivers are women. Clients are getting used to having a woman driver. After initial unease, university student Sadiq Dahir says his feelings have changed.
These past months, I often use this taxi company. And even if usually it's a man's job, today I prefer women drivers. They are always on time and drive much more carefully.
Mohammed lives with her mother, who looks after the grandchildren while she works. Her job brings in $40 a day, enough to care for her family. Little by little, she makes a way for the future, for herself, but also for other Somali women.